In 2019, I got my first international passport with no country in mind. I just wanted to hold a passport. In fact, 64 pages. That passport expired without traveling. I practice public speaking every single day. Think what you can do for Nigeria. Yes. Not what Nigeria can do for talent is universal, opportunities are not. Yes. I have searched for opportunities for more than 8 years consistently, including this morning. Wow. Every day of my life. Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mason Mileage to Esquire, and today I'm excited to have a phenomenal person with me, Mr. Valo Kafo. So he's going to tell you about himself. I'm going to be asking him some questions about his journey, and we are going to be learning from them. So sir, tell us about yourself. All right, thank you very much, Barrister Mesoma, for this invitation. Hi everyone, my name is Val Okafor, the founder of the Val Okafor Company. I am a human capital development expert, leadership coach, ecosystem builder and youth development, and a program systems designer. In the last 12 years, I've worked with over 100,000 young Africans across 30 African countries to harness their leadership potential so that they can succeed in education, entrepreneurship, and career. Peter, I heard you mention program systems designer. Can you tell us about that, please? All right, fantastic. So my company helps multinationals, other organizations implement what is called corporate social responsibility. So we design the program and then we implement. For example, we are partnering with Solar Group, which is a conglomerate of real estate construction and corporate furniture, to fund ideas of young people, particularly in northern Nigeria. So we've successfully executed the first cohort, and we are currently on the second. So there are other organizations that we're partnering with, but it's still in the pipeline, so I can't talk about them now. So in summary, like when someone has an idea, they want to start something like a program, you help them to design. Yeah, yeah, I have to ideate, yeah. I have to, flesh out and also execute. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to be asking you the first question. And the question says, what part of your journey do people rarely see but has contributed greatly to where you are today? It's a beautiful question, and it's like the life cycle of a butterfly. So people appreciate the butterfly, but they don't actually see the other developmental stages. Yeah. So it's the same thing. People don't see the burning the midnight candle. People don't see the resilience. People don't see the sometimes disappointment. Yeah. People don't see the tears, of course. So they see the glitz, the glamour, the travels, the awards, they see the appearances on media and all that. But I can tell you what people don't see that has greatly contributed to my journey is the self discipline. Wow. I know that to get to anywhere in life, you need to follow the process, you need to be committed, you need to be dedicated, even when the odds are not in your favor, even when there's no obvious sign that this is going to work, even when success looks like a mirage, you're still working towards it, you're still building and still believing. So for me, for maybe every nice thing you see about me on social media, there'll probably be like 10 to 15 rejections. 10 to 15 rejections, 10 to 15 disappointments. This is real. And for every great person you see in life, they told that path. The best of us have seen the worst. But the beauty is that those hurdles, those bottlenecks are like comma, not a full stop. Yeah. They're like bend and not the end of the road. So that's how it has been. So I appreciate the fact that I can be disciplined enough to wait for a fruitful outcome on anything that I'm working on. So let me ask you, is there a particular experience you've had? Can you share one that you can say, okay, this is it, before I attain this height, this happened, so that we can, find it more relatable. Okay, put context to the explanation. Yeah. All right, a few personal stories, but let me just share one that everybody knows. So I've been applying to the Tony Elumelu Foundation program, one of the prestigious programs, especially for entrepreneurs. Wow, I was applying, I think from 2018. So applying, I was getting rejection back to back until I stopped applying. I stopped applying until I decided that, you know what, I want to be a mentor. Yeah, I want to mentor those who will eventually get the funding.
So I built myself to be the person who will now guide,
So not this time around.
not
I'm
an
not mentor me.
applicant.
Let me now mentor. Okay.
So let me mentor entrepreneurs,
Okay.
and the journey has been fantastic. One of my mentees has been able to launch his business, he's got his grant, and I have two mentees currently that I'm mentoring on the platform. They both run edutechs, and we are hoping that they will receive their funding by the end of before the end of the year. So you see, from rejection to now being a mentor on the platform, and to now associate with the leaders of the program. I'm close to
That's very inspiring.
both the CEO and the director of operations.
So what you were chasing before was even less of what you eventually got.
Well,
That's
that's
beautiful.
how life is.
All right, thank you, sir. So the second question says, from your work with young people, what habits separate those who thrive from those who stay stagnant?
Wow. Like during my introduction, I mentioned that I'd worked with over 100,000 people, particularly across Africa. I'd like to let you know that young people are enthusiastic. Young people are adventurous. They are so charismatic. They want things for themselves. They want to achieve success. They're just energetic. But the problem is always the staying power.
Okay.
Yeah, staying power, consistency, the self-discipline to actually see to the end of a thing. So because of course the media space kind of paints a picture of get rich quick syndrome, and how that you don't have to like work too hard to be able to attain this. It has really deceived a lot of people. So in my work with young people, those who are able to stay the course, those who can follow the process, those who can actually commit to doing the work eventually become successful. Or let's say achieve progress in whatever it is that they're doing. So it's not just enough to get excited, but are you willing to stay the course? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to burn the midnight candle, to see eventual progress in whatever you're doing? So these are the habits, these are the attributes for me that separate those who are going to celebrate eventually and those who will be on the sideline.
That's good. All right. The third question is, if you had the opportunity to redesign how you prepare for success, what would you change first?
So if I have the opportunity to redesign that experience, I'm going to start with self-discovery, first of all.
Okay.
Self-discovery, identity, clarity about who you truly are, the talents that you have, the skills that you have, and how relevant that skills can be, whether it's in your career or your business. A lot of young people are battling with identity crisis,
Yeah.
which now leads to low self-esteem, which eventually leads to imposter syndrome, which leads to low productivity, whether it's in their workplace or in their personal businesses. So if I have this stance, what I'm going to do is first of all, let's emphasize self-discovery, the ability to identify who you are, self-awareness,
Yes.
the ability to identify who you are, the talents that you have, the potentials you have, and of course, how those potentials can be maximized to solve problems in society. So that will be my focal point. Because when the foundation is right,
Yeah.
then you don't need to really bother about the blocks. Yeah. Yeah, somebody said when the head is in the right direction, you don't need to bother about the legs.
Yes.
If you're focused in the right direction, you don't need to look at your legs whether it
Just
will go
going.
with you
Yeah.
naturally. So the foundation is very critical. Get them to understand who they are, get them to understand emotional intelligence, get them to understand, how to choose the right association and how to be in the right network, because all of these things could come together to forge the kind of results and the successes they want to see.
This is the self-discovery. Very important. Okay. So the fourth one is, what's that difficult truth about growth that young people need to accept earlier?
So that truth is that growth will cost you.
Okay.
Yeah, growth is about sacrifice. And I've said it. I even said it yesterday in my training with some group of people. I've said it across various platforms. I'm also a public speaking coach. I help CEOs, I help pastors, I help government officials to learn how to speak effectively.
Mm.
And I tell them, you can't speak like me tomorrow. Just you wake up and then tomorrow you want to replicate everything. It took me 8 years.
Wow.
of consistent practice. I practice public speaking every single day.
Wow.
Every day from 2018 till today. I practice how to speak, how to interact with my audience. I practice emotions, different kind of emotions to trigger as a professional, right? So don't just assume tomorrow is just going to be great. You're going to know it's going to cost you. You're going to sacrifice a lot, to be able to attain any height you want to attain. It's just like somebody saying, I want to become a successful businessman in 1 year. It doesn't work. You need at least 10 years to build a business because from research, if your business can last up to 5 years, then that's just like the starting point. If it exceeds 10 years, then you're in business. So
Wow.
what you've not done for 10 years, you can't really count it as successful
Well, okay.
in some way, shape, or form, especially when we're talking about business,
I think I
right?
get what you
So that 10-year mark, that 10-year, let's call it parameter,
that they
you
look
just
to
have
something
to,
that
absolutely, you
you
just have to come to
know,
that point, where you've built something for that long. And we can use that as a template. We can use that as, a parameter to evaluate your consistency, your resilience, and how able you can adapt to situations. Some people go into business and they leave the next day.
of course.
That's why you have that 10-year mark, right? I'm not saying that you can't succeed at year 5, year 7, but that 10 years is just to let you know you need to stay the long game. You need to, play the long game and play the long term. Yeah.
I like that we're having this conversation, and that's because the goal of having this conversation is for young people to see what it is like behind the scenes and
Yeah.
what your journey has been. Because some people will tell me, Mr. Valo, like, wow, I think I need to talk to Mr. Valo. Let us have a conversation. Let's hear from him whether he
Yeah.
just woke up one day
Yeah.
and then began to speak at events and
Yeah.
then all that.
Mm.
So I'm glad you mentioned that you learned public speaking for like 8 years.
Yeah.
For them to know that it's something that you keep doing.
Every day.
Little efforts that will compound.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so the fifth one is, how do you think opportunities are really created? Do you think that people find opportunities, or do you think that they can intentionally position themselves for opportunities?
It's a beautiful question, but please just permit me to talk about the public speaking aspect of it,
Okay.
the starting point of it, because I
Okay.
remember it was in my university days. So a group of people came together and, they had a public speaking program. I was so passionate about it, but I didn't have the money to register. Guess how much it was? 3,000 naira, right? I didn't have
Wow.
the money to register. I wanted to be in that room, but unfortunately I couldn't. Somehow they had a scholarship slot and I got in for free. I took that program like my life depended on it. I gave it my all. I became the best presenter. And
Wow.
then there was now an opportunity to present at EBS, Enugu Broadcasting Service, and connect with other professional speakers. So that was the starting point. You see, so I didn't even have the money to register. And
But
I,
you got
I, I
in.
leveraged on the scholarship available because I was passionate to be in the room. Secondly, I then took another course on public speaking online to solidify what I had
Yes,
gotten.
yes.
And then from that year, that 2018, like I mentioned, it has been learning, learning, learning till today.
You're
So
still learning
I'm
too.
still learning. I mean, knowledge is inexhaustible. It's like an ocean. Nobody can come to a point where they say they know it all. Can't know it, right?
Okay.
And because I want to be very good at what I do, very excellent, I know the kind of people I'm serving, and I know that I represent the youth population in Africa. I need to be good at what I do, to be able to represent them at global spaces, right? Then to this
Question.
question, I think that opportunities are created and
Okay.
opportunities are prepared for and positioned for.
Okay.
Talent is universal, opportunities are not. You have many talented people, but few persons access opportunities. So my charge, my counsel is be a person that attracts opportunities naturally. And how do you
Okay.
become that person? So you need to like learn, become competent. You need to network with people. You need to, relate with people because it is in that relationship and networking that something drops.
Exactly.
What do you do? How do you do it? How long have you been doing it? There's an
Yes.
opportunity I have for you. I say this because I have a nose for opportunity,
Of course.
except I don't know
You
about
do
it.
big things.
Except I don't know it
Yeah.
exists, I
Yeah.
have searched for opportunities for more than 8 years consistently, including this morning.
Wow.
Every day of my life, I check for opportunities across health,
To utilize
across.
what you have. It's not enough that you are
Do
this
you,
person.
let
You
me even
must
tell you something. It's
use
not
those
just about me
opportunities.
right now.
Okay.
It's also about the large community of young people who
Looking up
look
to
up to
you.
me.
Yes.
So we have given more than 20 jobs, from our community. People have traveled abroad. People have gotten grants,
Wow.
So I keep sharing these opportunities upon opportunities. But why they're able to clinch these opportunities is because they're prepared.
Okay.
Yeah. So you position for opportunities by developing competence across different areas. If you are a fashion designer, if you are a graphics person, if you're a software developer, if you are a tech person, you develop competence to be able to position for the opportunities around those areas because they will
Okay.
definitely come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you don't sit back waiting for opportunities to come before you prepare. In fact, it's not even possible. You can't even take the opportunity because you're not prepared.
Yes. Let me tell you something that I've always said. It is better to prepare for an opportunity and not have one
Yes.
than to have one and not be prepared.
Okay.
It's like somebody saying, I want to go global, but you don't have a passport, right? You don't have a
Okay.
passport, your CV is not updated, you don't have recommendation letters, you're not prepared yet. So an opportunity can come and then you don't have a passport. What do? You can blame it on whoever you want to blame it or whatever circumstances you want to blame it on. So you must be prepared. And I was prepared. Let me tell you something. And I know I'm
No
overshooting
problem.
that. In 2019, I got my first international passport with no country in mind. I just wanted to hold a passport. In fact, 64 pages. The immigration officer was asking, "Are you a frequent traveler?" I said, "No, I just want to have this." That passport expired without traveling. But in 2023, I renewed it, and that was when I started traveling abroad.
Okay.
So I remember, for the first time I left Africa, a friend said, Val, I see your work, I see the things you do. I'm going to share an opportunity with you. Blah, blah, blah. And I was in Europe on a fully funded trip. So imagine I didn't have a passport. Imagine I didn't have
Imagine
all
if
of
you were
these
angry
things.
that the last one did not tell you.
Yes.
Let me not go and waste my money.
Come on. Because opportunities come like this.
You don't know when.
You just have to be prepared for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so tell us about a program, idea, or season that has failed, what it taught you.
Oh my God. I remember one program that I had set up. The flyer was so beautiful. The speaker was
The
ready.
branding was top notch.
Everything was just top notch. Guess how many people came? Zero. Yeah, zero attendees. And I was devastated.
Oh,
I had to go back to the drawing
sorry,
board.
because it's not just
Yeah.
about you now. You already invited some speakers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you'll be
It,
telling them that nobody came through.
it wasn't.
It's not just about you for you to alone to process.
Yes. So I now reached back like we didn't have any sign up.
That's so sad.
No sign up, nothing.
It's
But
very devastating.
let me tell you something. A lot of people ask the wrong question. And they ask the wrong question because they blame external forces first. No, when something goes wrong, before you blame external factor, ask yourself question. What didn't I do right?
Okay.
What should I have done better? Right? So I had to go back to the drawing board and I asked myself, what could I have done better? What didn't sit well? And I had to restructure that program. Guess what? We've done 33 cohorts.
Beautiful. That's
33
next level
cohorts. Yes.
conversation. Okay.
33 solid cohorts
And
with
it's doing so
over
well now.
1,500 participants.
Who
And
would
this
have
is just
thought?
being modest.
Okay.
This is just being modest across 8 countries, including Pakistan. Now, and we had 3 weeks ago, we had a physical hangout
Yeah, I
across
think I saw
19
that.
states.
Yes.
So in Abuja, in Lagos, in Akwa Ibom, in Rivers, at the same time, people were meeting, exchanging pleasantries, ideas, and opportunities. I didn't attend anyone. I wasn't even there. They had their chapter leaders coordinating things. This was the same program that nobody came for, but we've done 33 cohorts and we are going for the 34th cohort. Guess what? We now have organizations who are saying, you know what, we're going to give you money, select people to train. We've been on that retainership of more than 6 organizations.
Wow.
So the impact now, like I shared with you, we've given more than 20 jobs. There are people who are working physically in offices that we have recommended. So
Okay.
recruiters just say, hello Val, we need talent. So from that pool of people that we've trained and mentored, we sent it to organizations and they're doing very well. Grant opportunities, fully funded trips. One of our community members is a Chevening scholar. If you know Chevening scholarship is one of the hardest scholarships in the world. So she was able to secure her Chevening scholarship. She's back in Africa, back in Nigeria, and she's running her organization that caters for young women and girls. So it's, I mean, failure is not the opposite of success; it's a necessary part of it. Yes. Because if failure is really the opposite of success, then the people we celebrate today wouldn't have been celebrating them. Michael Jordan, J.K. Rowling, Oprah Winfrey. These people experienced real-time failure, but today they are celebrities, the people that we read about, the people we draw inspiration from. So truly, failure is not the opposite of success, a necessary part of it. So that is just one that has taught me about resilience, that taught me that keep pushing, keep knocking on those doors. If you get 1,000 no's, there are other 1 million yeses waiting for you if you don't give up.
This thing you mentioned, I have a friend that started it too. She started a class and nobody signed her, and that was the end. Oh, she didn't even venture into that niche again. Wow. Just like And I told her that you are doing this because I inspired you, right? But me too, I also had that experience. Yeah. People didn't come for my class at some point. Even till now, there's some things that I might do that might be failed launches. Till now,
absolutely, you keep
till now,
retweaking.
books, classes
You
that
keep
I might not really hit
retweaking,
my
yeah.
target.
Let me make some see. Dangote started a telecom company that failed. I mean, the richest black man in the world on earth. Okay. Started a telecommunication business that failed. Is he not Dangote today? Come on.
And I feel like that experience does something to you also. You now go back to check.
Yeah.
And it could be that when you had that class, you didn't focus on the people that class was meant for, to position that class to
For the
attract
right
them.
audience. Yeah.
So you just did it to you put nice branding, speakers and all that,
Yeah.
and then they were not interested at that point. Or maybe at that level, they have not really seen
why they should be part of
So
it.
there are
Like
so many
the
reasons.
value,
And
the
then you
impact
went
of
to,
it. Yeah.
invest in yourself, think about them before launching those things.
The
And
program
eventually
sells for
came
itself today. By
beautiful.
itself, people
I
are
think I've been there.
people. Have you been there?
I
Okay.
was a speaker once. I think I've been to
Yeah, at the
live
opening
videos.
ceremony. Yeah, I
Yes, yes, I
remember.
was there.
So the 34th cohort will be in November, but people have already started registering. I think
Oh.
like 3 weeks back.
Oh, it's doing so
Against
well now.
November,
Wow.
so it's one of our signature programs that for our community building anyway, and it's the story I've told anywhere in the world. This story, this particular story of impact, it is what I've used to win grants. It is what I've used to, inspire other
And
people.
thank God for that story. God needed it to be in your journey.
Absolutely.
He doesn't just give
Absolutely,
you,
yeah.
without any issue
Yeah.
and all that. Those things shape you, they inspire people. So, okay, if you had 2 minutes to advise a confused young person, what would your roadmap be?
So if I have 2 minutes to advise anybody who is on that path and it's not clear, it's normal. The best of us don't have it all figured out, and that's the truth. I'm telling you from experience. What you need to do is to, first of all, like I mentioned, is self-awareness. How well do you know yourself? And you can take as much time as possible to actually question yourself. Who am I? It is not your name, it's not what you do. This question is the question of identity. Like, why do I even exist? What am I here to do? Let's take away the titles you have. Let's take away the schools you've attended, the degrees that you have. Let's take away all the beautiful things that we can see. Take them away. Who are you truly? And if, as you ponder on that question, the second thing I need you to do is simply to identify the people who have gone the road you're trying to walk on. Success leaves clues, and I've said it before that to appear at the destination of giants, you just need to put your legs in their footprints. That's where you get to, that's where you arrive. So, for whatever thing you're aspiring to do, someone has done it, and someone is achieving success doing it. Go and learn from them. This is where mentorship and coaching comes in, so that you're going to get filtered responses, filtered experiences to make your journey short. That's what I can advise you. And as you keep learning and learning, the path becomes clear. Then you can launch whatever it is that you want to launch.
Yes, I want to ask because I know that some people don't have access to those people that they see, they are doing those things they like. So how do they still get mentorship or
Okay.
all that?
See, here's the problem. We confuse role models, coaches, and mentors.
Okay.
So a lot of people think their role models are their mentors. Role models are people you, like the word role model, you want to be like them. So you observe them from a distance. It's like somebody saying, Tony Elumelu is my mentor, but he doesn't have your number, you don't have his number, he doesn't call you, don't call him. He's not your mentor.
Yeah.
He can be your role
Role
model.
model.
A mentor is somebody who guides you, and time will fail me to tell you the origin of mentorship. But a mentor is somebody who holds you by the hand, who guides you across the different areas of your life. A coach is somebody who wants you to become better because he has actually done that thing before. So he's telling you, do this. He gives instruction. Mentors guide, coaches instruct. And
Mentors ensure that
you
you
get
do what
your
you're
life
supposed to
becomes
do.
better
Yes.
because you met them. So how can you access them? Look around you. They're there. You've not just really paid attention. And if this also seems far-fetched, get their books.
Yes.
Start from
Read
there.
about what it
Yeah, start from there. Get their books. Watch their videos online. Like this channel, right?
Yes.
Get on this channel. Watch. If you admire Barista Mesoma so much and you can't access her, get on this channel.
Buy my
Watch
book.
it. Buy her books. Be part of her memberships, her courses. Comment in the comment section and ask how do I
You have
be
to
a
be
part of
there. You have
what
to be
you are
available. Yes.
doing. You can't be spoon fed. It's not possible. Right?
So, what conversation do you wish more young people were having right now? What do you
Okay.
think we're talking about now?
This is a very fantastic question, and this is what I feel African youth should be having. The kind of conversation we should be having. Let me lay a background first of all. In 24 years, our population will hit 2.5 billion. Yes. So the question will not be, is Africa the youngest continent? Because we will be. 60% of that population will be under the age of 25. Now, if you come back home, Nigeria, the mean age will be 19.2. So out of every, three Nigerians, one person will be 19.2 years. That's a blessing, but it can also be a curse. It can be a curse when that large population don't access the right training, the right mentorship, the right guidance. Come a bunch of young people going the left side of life. So the kind of conversation we should be having is how can our young population be a blessing to the continent? How can we add value anywhere we find ourselves in communities, in organizations, in our various businesses? These are the kind of questions we should be asking, not jumping from one comment section to another, looking for who to drag, looking for who to insult. I mean, your social media page is now a tool for insults, a tool for dragging. You shouldn't be found doing that. You should be found actually realizing your potential, releasing your potential, and then adding value anywhere you find yourself. Please stop asking the wrong question. Start asking, how can I be valuable to my country? It was John F. Kennedy that said, think not what America will do for you, think what you can do for America. And I think that is very profound. Think what you can do for Nigeria,
Yes.
not what Nigeria can do for you, because even anybody can complain. Anybody can complain, right? It's the common denominator. But what separates people, actual leaders from followers, are those who can create solution blueprints in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of catastrophe, in the midst of the problems, right? Young people, come on, you have the energy, enthusiasm, charisma, the innovation, the spirit, the drive, channel it the right way. Thank you, sir. I'm glad we're having this conversation because there are a lot of young people around me, yeah, that would want to listen to this conversation and be blessed. Now, how can we reach you? How can we, be part of what you're doing, the various things you're doing? Okay. It's very simple. We'll start from the lowest hanging fruit. Okay. That would be social media. So you can connect with me across social media at Valucapo. Everywhere I am Valucapo. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. You can reach me there at Valucapo. So send a request, send a follow, and I will connect with you there. Secondly, you can also be part of our signature programs, our public speaking program, our leadership program. Then, if you own an organization and you want us to be part of developing your workforce, we also offer those kind of trainings. Yeah, I believe if you connect with me on social media or our page at the Value Capital Company on LinkedIn and Facebook, you will learn more about what we do and how you can be a part of it. How about your books? Yeah, so I have 6 books. All right, so and I recommend all of them, particularly Knock on Doors, The Stage is Yours, and When There Are No Devils to Blame. These books will shape your mind. If you're a teenager watching this, please get You Can't Afford to Be Useless. It has blessed a lot of lives. Anywhere I travel to, I go
I have a
with a
lot of parents
copy.
around me too.
Yeah.
So this is a good one.
I've gotten churches, send their orders, communities send their orders. to get the book because it's been a blessing to a lot of lives.
And there's
Mm.
this popular slogan you always use on social media, knock on doors.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
All right.
And you have a book on it
I
too.
have a
So
book on it. It's my mantra: knock on doors, create the opportunities you deserve. Opportunities will not come to your house. Sometimes you need to go after opportunities until you become a person that attracts opportunities naturally. And so when I say knock on doors, I actually mean send that email, reach out to that mentor, click on the apply button for that application, for that grant, for that job. These are how you can actually knock on doors. So every day I say, okay, thank God for a new day,
yeah,
fam.
I see the
Ensure you knock on those doors today. Speak to one or two persons about what you do, about your business. These are part of knocking on doors.
I actually have this thing I've set, a rule I've set for myself. If I go for any event, church, occasion, I always try to connect with my neighbors, no matter who they are, and I tell them what I do. So some people just go to events, they go out and they just stay alone. You know, I'm an introvert, I want to be on my own and all. You can't grow that way. Most of the people I've met, some of them that you saw for that my reception, I met them at events, at churches and all that. In one of them is Lillian. I met her and she was my neighbor, so we began to talk and I found out she stays on my street. Since that day, she started carrying me to church, bought my books, she was there referring me for opportunities. So
Awesome.
knock on doors. I'm
Awesome.
so happy that we had this conversation. I forgot to say, but of course, if you're watching this video, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to bring up more people, that I'm going to be interviewing. Thank you so much, Saval.
I appreciate you for the opportunity.
You're so inspiring. Some of the things you said has inspired me as well. I'm glad that we had this conversation. Thank you so much, sir. If you've not subscribed, do well to subscribe. My name is Mr. Malik One. Of course, I am your confidence doctor. Bye for now.